Hello everybody and welcome back to another video in my non-existent series where I teach you, the viewer, how to build weapons of mass destruction in Minecraft. Not real life. Do not build weapons of mass destruction in real life. I cannot stress to you how bad of an idea that is in Minecraft. Whether that be to spice up your world or maybe your friend's world, either way, you're going to learn how to build it and I'm about to show you. Alright, so this first weapon that I'm going to be showing you guys how to make is called the TNT duplicator. Now, it's pretty self-explanatory what this thing does, but I mean, you just have to see it in action, really, to get a full understanding of what really goes on up here. So, I got this design from a channel called Farzy on YouTube, which is not only verified, but has almost 1 million subscribers, so I definitely trust this guy. But basically, this machine relies on two very major components. These slime blocks, which are these little green things, for those of you who don't know. And then this dead coral fan, which might sound strange, but I'll explain why it's important later. So basically, what the slime blocks do is they attach to any adjacent block. So if I flip this lever, which will push it up and down, you'll see that the other blocks also move along with it. So using that mechanic, we can use this. We can combine multiple slime blocks to make this contraption, which, as you can see, if you flip this lever, makes everything go good. Okay, so the building process is actually pretty simple from here. You just need all of these materials. So that would be any block of your choice, any fence of your choice, a sticky piston, 6 slime blocks, a dead coral fan, a lever, a piece of TNT, a minecart, and a detector rail. So now what you're going to do is build up about 12 blocks to ensure that you don't blow yourself up. You're going to put down that block that you chose earlier, and then put a lever on. Now, I'm going to stress this right now. I'm going to follow these instructions down to the T, because if you don't, you might blow yourself up and die. So, yeah, it's pretty important that you do that. So you're going to put the sticky piston facing away from where you built up, and then you're going to make this little L shape out of slime blocks. And then what you're going to do is put the fence right here at the end of the L, and then this detector rail facing vertically like this. You don't want it facing horizontally because the minecart might slip off. And so then, once you have that down, you're going to put the minecart on it. So what this does is sends a signal to this block right here, which is going to trigger the TNT later. So now, you're going to build another small L, just like the one before. You're going to put the TNT directly underneath this fence, and then put the dead coral right here. And so that is literally all you need to do. So now you can just flick this lever as many times as you want. And boom. TNT duplicator. You can do whatever you want with this. I'm not going to condone any violence, but if you want to, that's up to you. This design does work in the newest version of Minecraft, and it should continue to work. So, yeah, just have fun with this. Okay, so this next weapon that I'm going to teach you how to build is an intercontinental ballistic missile designed by YouTuber Mumbo Jumbo. Now, if you don't know who Mumbo Jumbo is, I highly recommend checking out his channel. He is a literal genius when it comes to building things like these. So basically what this does is two machines connect to each other that basically just fly in a single direction until it hits something, and once it does, it'll send a redstone signal to one of these pieces of TNT, which basically triggers an entire chain reaction blowing up whatever's in it. So what you're going to do whenever you want to activate it is pull out any block, or I like to use one steel, and what you do is you just right click on top of this observer, the one facing up. And what it's going to do is going to go ahead and trigger the machine and just start flying forward. I'm going to close your eyes for this one. It's pretty good. Yeah, as you can see, alright, so despite how complicated it looked earlier, I promise you it is not actually that hard to build, and it's actually pretty cheap for those of you playing survival. So what you're going to need is 9 pieces of TNT, 4 observers, 2 pistons, 1 sticky piston, 7 slime blocks, and then that flint and steel, or whatever block you want to activate it with from earlier. And so what I've done is separated it into 2 basic layers. So you've got blue, which corresponds to this layer, and red, which corresponds to this layer. So we're going to start with the blue layer. So you're going to pull out your TNT and make a 3x2 grid, just like this. Then you're going to go 1 block over, so you leave a little gap right there. And you're going to go ahead and build your piston facing this way. Sticky piston. Sticky piston. Then make an upside down L out of slime blocks. and then you make an observer pointing this way. You want to make sure that the red side is pointing towards the TNT. So the arrow on top would also be pointing towards the TNT. And so there you go. There's the first layer. It's that simple. All right, now we're going to move on to the second layer. So what we're going to do is build it directly on top of the first layer. So we're just going to go ahead and start out with this small upside down L again, right here, just like that. And then fill the rest of the gaps in with TNT, copying this exact pattern. And so now what we're going to do is copy this pattern. So this one is a little bit more difficult to do, but I promise you it's not as hard as it looks. So you're going to go ahead and put the piston facing this way towards here. Then you can go ahead and put a slime block. And then you're going to need to put the observer facing up. So the arrow faces towards wherever you place it. So if I'm above it, it will place the arrow facing upwards. And so again, if I'm below it, it'll place it downwards. So you want this arrow facing down. Then you're going to want an observer facing out with the eyes facing out towards you, like that, arrow pointing inward. And then you're going to want the last piston facing towards this slime block. And there you go. That's all you need to do. And so again, you can just light this and it'll just start flying. That is how you build destructive weapons in Minecraft. Use this at your own responsibility. I don't care what you do with it. I'm not telling you what to do with it. Figure out what to do with it. I know you will. I'll see you guys in the next video.